Alright, it's me back again. I got a pointing forward just in case I bailed out my boat. There's not much water left in it now. Still a small amount, less than a centimetre now. I'm going to point it forward in case the ferry goes across. You can have, sort of have a bit of a look. But you probably can't see it because of my freaking bedroll. So don't worry about it, I'll spin it around. That was a waste of time. I have got a house blower. That was a waste of time, wasn't it? Alright, let's go. I'm fully charged. Alright. That's the setup I want. Something similar to that. Just a little fancier. That's a little bit too fancy for me. I like steering it from the back actually. We're going at the front of the boat. But he's got the whole, his basically looks like a shed on floats. A lot bigger than what I wanted. I won't show you it because, you know, I mean I know I showed you the houses and that, but I'll try to be careful about that. Alright. Yeah, got a ferry. If it goes across I'll try and show you it when we get a bit closer. We've got a ski boat up the front of me. I got so much freaking water in my boat. Well, I showed you. Alright, so I saw Daniel Bennett. Let's get into this video. Let's get talking. I told you how bad the water was. Alright, so we sat there and I sat there and had a feed with them. I bought a pack of smokes. And I sat there and bought a 6-pack and drank definitely more than the 6-pack. These guys looked after me. They did really well. Oh, I got paddlers up in front of me. They really looked after me, which is good. I appreciated it. I stayed the night. I stayed right through till about just about lunchtime-ish, maybe a bit. I think it was about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock I left. Maybe a bit after. I can't remember. But I got to the outskirts of Swan Hill. Actually, one of the guys there, I think his name was Moffat or something like that, he caught a 97 centimetre Murray cod. Apparently he'd actually caught 8 of them so far, 8 metre cods, 1 metre cods. So, not that weekend, but just living there. So yeah, I sat there and left there. Got to Swan Hill, so I lost a whole day there, but that was quite a good break for me. I had a full 24 hours off paddling in a row. I don't know. It's probably like a town or something up here. So they've got a ferry, and it was nice, but it's probably like a. I just assumed it was a houseboat. I mean, I couldn't really see properly, but who knows? Should be right. We'll have a look when we get closer. It looks way too big for it. And this is the sort of shit I'm talking about, eh? I sit there and you see something in this and go, oh, that's a this, like that, and it's not even freaking close. Yeah, I've had to stop giving up on it. I still don't. I still do it. You've heard me do it a couple of times. Oh, I'm not going to say that because of, but yeah, there we go. Now we're getting the ski boats coming out. Freaking, I can't wait till Easter's over and done with. What's today? Sunday. It looks like rubbish in the middle. I'm going to have a look at it. The ski boat hits that. I'll pick up the rubbish as I see it. Oh, damn it. I can't get those. There was a packet of those, and, well, you can see me rocking around. It was a packet of those, but they had the empty little packets in there, and they fell out as I picked it up, so I've just made more rubbish, but at least it's not a big bag for an animal to get stuck in. Now, I've got to admit, I looked at those and gone, ooh, lollies! I definitely would not have eaten them. But yeah, I just sort of sat there and started thinking, oh, fucking hell. I can't believe I left lollies. I would have been fucking spewing. But there, they were empty packets, so I don't know where they've disappeared. I don't like rubbish being left around. In fact, half the times, it's probably the fucking skiers doing it. So I should let them fucking, because I do it so they don't stuff their boat up. Because I've sat, well, you see me with the Aeroguard. I think, did you see me with the Aeroguard? I can't remember. Did I have the computer? I found a can of Aeroguard floating in the river, and I think it still feels like it's got stuff in it. I don't know if water's leaked in, or there is actual Aeroguard still inside it. I'll check it out later. I'll use that. I'll definitely use that if I need it. Won't eat food I find. Definitely won't eat food I find. Now, what are we at? 5 minutes. So I left Daniel. I got to like literally the outskirts of Swan Hill. Quite a fair way into Swan Hill. Sort of there. Quite a fair way into the outskirts of Swan Hill. I found a nice little plateau to camp. Sort of only about 2 k's from the town centre. So I was going to get into Swan Hill nice and early. So I got there, pulled over, got Swan Hill, pulled over, and so I pulled over. I sat there and had a look at look for a paddle. I was in there for quite a long time, like trying to find paddles and things, because that was the Labor Day weekend actually. Because everyone at Daniel's campsite sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, going back to work on Tuesday. Going back to work on Tuesday." I heard one person say it, didn't think much of it. You know, he's having himself a nice long weekend. But then somebody else said it, and then somebody else said it. I'm going, "It's a long weekend." And I'm going, "Yeah, it's Labor Day." I oh, okay, no worries then. No worries, fair enough. You know, this is my Labor Day, my long weekend. I've had a 5-month long weekend. Now, get to Swan Hill, look for a paddle, found this piece of shit thing here. But having said that, it's actually lasted about 500 kilometres longer than the proper canoe paddle. So this is just like I think it's just a like one for those inflatable boats, just a dinghy type, inflatable dinghy type sort of deal. But it is like, it's got me through like the last 20 k's, 30 k's with Swan Reach and all the boats and all that sort of stuff. It's really, oh mate, yeah, it's done really well. Somebody taking their dogs for a walk, a couple of golden retrievers. I'm just looking around. I've got some more holiday houses along here. I don't want any more boats. I'm knackered. I'm absolutely knackered. This has been a toughest. It's lucky I had the mate yesterday, I reckon. It's lucky I had the mate yesterday, because I would have been knackered. I would have been stuffed. Alright, let's keep going. So I've seen Daniel. I got to Swan Hill. Now I'm in Swan Hill. Nothing much happened. I just bought more food and whatever. But I sat there and met up with an old guy. Old, he's about 60 odd. Retired. Used to work at the airport as well. He actually worked in Indonesia as a aircraft mechanic, aircraft engineer. He sort of sounded like he was showboating a little bit about, you know, what he's used to doing and all that sort of stuff. You know, sort of showing off a little bit. I don't know, just the way he sort of come across, but that's fine. You know, and there's a good reason why he can, because he paddled, and there's a good reason why he can. I've got, you know, he should be proud of it. Oh, a Maserati. There is a Maserati sitting here, and a reasonably new looking one. It looks like from the last 5 years, I would roughly guess. Looking at the style of it, definitely. There's a family car that's got a similar back to it, and I can't think of what it is. Maserati. Lots of money here. Oh, it's an Aston Martin. Might be an Aston Martin actually. I think the Maserati's got the bull. So it's an Aston Martin. Sorry, Aston Martin it is. But it definitely looks like in the last 5 years or so. So like I said, there's a lot of money along here. Those boats, a lot of those these wake boats and all that sort of stuff. Like somebody said 180 grand. Somebody yesterday said 180. Oh, somebody yesterday or the day before or whenever said 180 grand. I don't think that much. I looked them up when I was in Echuca. I think they're about 60, 70 grand. I don't think they're at 180. But yeah, they're at least, I know they're at least 60 grand. There's some that are maybe absolutely brand new ones. Nah, I looked it up and I didn't see it. I don't know, whatever. But so So I got this one here. I met up with this guy. He was in a red kayak and with a sail. It had a small sail on it, and he paddled that kayak from Indonesia to Australia. So like, yeah, he island hopped for a bit because you have to have a permit. You have to get a permit to do it because you have to go into islands. You have to go into islands where there's tribes and all that sort of stuff, and you're not really supposed to do it. So you have to get a proper permit and all that sort of stuff. I've got to start wearing sunscreen again. I'll stop wearing it because it's sort of autumn, but I think I'm still getting a little bit burnt here and there. That ear, so this side of the face is going to be really burnt because that's the side I'm generally on, because I'm going south a lot now. And if you go south, west is on that side, I think. Yeah, it must be because I'm getting burnt on that side. And obviously it sets in the west. Alright. Actually, they're quite close. That's a big joint. That's a massive joint. That's a really big joint. Alright, so paddling along. Here's one here. This guy had paddled his kayak from when he retired to get back to Australia. Instead of flying back like normal, he paddled his kayak with a little sail. It's only probably about 2 feet sort of long at the bottom. That's a proper looking sail, I think. Proper looking sail. Just a very small one. You know, just a very small one. About 2 feet at the bottom. Probably not even that big when I remember correctly. I'll get a video of the ferries. They're quite big nowadays. Like I said, it got a B double on there. The one at Waikerie. I think it was a Waikerie one. Anyway, so sat there, I left Swan Hill. What he was doing was he was going to paddle, and he gets about 70 k's a day. And I like the you heard in the lock video, you heard me talking to the lock master about him. He could do it in 17 days. He would be able to do, because even Andrew online and that, he didn't have a sail, and he can do close to 60 a day, 70 a day on a big day, right? So with a sail, yeah, he might get another 2 k's an hour done, and even if he's only getting wind half that time or a third of that time, that's still another, you know, close to another 3 k's an hour for about 3 hours a day extra. You know what I mean? So it's nearly another 10 k's on top of that. So he can definitely do it. He can definitely do it to 70 k's a day. But he was going to paddle down all the way down the river, go out the mouth and into the bay, and go round through the bay along the coast to Adelaide, to actually Adelaide itself, and have a beer with his friends. He was going to go and have a beer with his mates. So he decided to take, because he started right from the very start. He started from the source, right at the very start in the mountains. I had to start at Yarrawong because I can't get this around weirs. I can't get it. I couldn't, especially there. Here would take a little bit, depending on how far you have to walk. But I thought somebody caught a fish. There's some kids fishing. I thought a kid caught a fish. Alright, so yeah, I left Swan Hill. I bought myself some hot cross buns, real ones. Now I sat there, and that's one thing I'm going to miss, is hot cross buns to finish this trip off with. I can see all this, it's annoying me. I can see the skin that's coming off my nose in the corner of my eye. It's really annoying me. Somebody offered me bacon and eggs. Somebody offered me bacon and eggs. I've got to be quiet because they can probably hear me. Alright, so paddling down still. So I left Swan Hill. Got to, not much really happened. Oh yeah, met up with some young guys. They offered me a beer, and we sat and had a chat, and he goes, hook your boat up, you can have a couple of beers. No, I'm not going to sponge off. He goes, no, we're not going to, you know, just get your boat hooked up. Because I was holding on to their boat, and they were holding on to my canoe, and then they go, just tie up, you can have a couple of beers, we've got heaps, we've got more than enough, we can go back into town if we have to. Yeah, no, so I had about 6 or 8 of theirs, and had a chat for a while. They lived in Robinvale, Euston, and that's where the second lock is, Euston. Now I sat it's spelled E-U-S-T-O-N, Euston, not Houston like in Texas. I can't get too close, I can't be on the wrong side, especially with the ski boats around. Normally I'll just paddle wherever I want, but with the ski boats I can't. I think this might be a big, I'm not even going to guess. I'm an idiot. I'm still trying to guess what this massive thing is down there, because it's a long way down. It's right down to the other end. So I'm still at least 1.5, 2 k's away from it. Probably 1.5 k's away from it. Alright, so I've got 192. So I've done 2Ks in about 45 minutes. That's not too bad. That's about normal. I wish I could get this phone a little bit higher above the thing. I should have set the camera thing up a bit better. I had no intention of doing any videos whatsoever, but then I don't know where this kayak went. Paddler. He's around somewhere. Oh, I'm knackered. I'm still very high on this side again. I don't know why. I wonder if I've got any more water in here. I deliberately, now one thing I do have to fess in, I deliberately ate all those cakes and all those hamburgers and stuff like that throughout the years so I could make the back of the canoe heavier so I could bail it out from the back. Alright, so that's why I had all the junk food. Just in case you're wondering. Alright, now I sat there and, what was I at? Oh yeah, caught up with these young guys. Now they gave me a feed as well. They sat there and actually gave me a packet of sausages. I said, no, you guys will eat those. You guys will eat those, I'll be right. Like that, and they sat there and said, no, we're not going to eat them now. Trust us, we've done it over and over again. They'll go to waste. You may as well have them. You may as well have them. Just, you know, there's a really, really good chance we're not going to use them. Okay, no worries. So I took them. There's like 6 sausages in the packet, and they gave me the loaf of bread as well. So I used a loaf of bread with some baked beans, what was left over. So 6 sausages and a loaf of bread. I'm going to get on this side. I'm going to point this way a bit. It's a bit of a, I don't know. Oh, I'm knackered, I'm tired, sorry guys. I'm going to have something to eat. I'm going to get some baked beans. I got a fart. Alright, let's get a little, I'll go a bit closer. I'll get a bit closer. Oh, now the sun decides. I've gone out from behind the rocks, because I've got the cliffs on that side, and I've gone out past the cliffs, and now I've got the sun. I've got the full-on sun. So I'm not going to be able to show you. I might show you here while I go through the trees. There's got a couple of trees that should be in the way. Let's see how it looks. Right in front of the bow. I can't really see it in the... That's it there. So that's the ferry that goes backwards and forwards across. So you sit there and I'll show you the sign. It's on the front of it. I'm trying to hold it straight, but my boat's spinning at the same time. So that's it there. Sorry for the camera work, but the boat's spinning at the same time as I'm trying to record. So yeah. Now, so less one hill. Oh yeah, I'm out with these young guys. They gave me some beers, and he was one of the ones, actually, that sat there and said about the ski boats do that much damage. And I sort of said to him, mate, yeah, you sit there and don't say that unless you. I think I said it in one of the videos. I know I said it to people. I know I talked about it in a video, but I don't know if I've deleted that video or not. Oh, that's the Now I don't know how to spell it, but it's Caurnamont. So Carnamont. Or Cornamont. Because the first, and this is a freaking English language, like, yeah, how that's spelled and how Caulfield's spelled, you'd think it'd be Cornamont, right? Now Caulfield, C-A-U, Cornamont, right? But who knows for the English language? It's got to be one of the worst languages ever, I reckon. Just all the different bullshit things, and even the rules that they made up trying to remember it, like, you know, I after E except after C and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't even make sense. That's not the case every time. It's just stupid. Anyway, that's my rant about the English language. Now, so, yeah, he was the one that sort of brought up the fact that, oh yeah, you can't do this, can't do that. Yeah, they don't do that much damage. I said, mate, don't say that if you don't. No, don't keep saying that if you sit there and not going to go down to Echuca and have a look and see what damage they actually do. All right, you've only got a couple up this end. Oh, we've got more than that. Oh, he didn't say it like that, really. He goes, no, we've got more than that. I said, no, you got nothing compared to Echuca. Nothing compared to Echuca. He's very quiet today. It's really weird sometimes when you look at some of these places and, like, because they've got stuff all bridges. In fact, right along the river, I reckon there's only about 12 bridges. I'm gonna try and go through the book one day. It's actually supposed to rain today. Got waving to a kid. He's got no idea. He's got no idea. That's all right. Yeah, so that's the ferry. The ferry. I'll post over it. Doesn't look overly busy. He hasn't moved the whole time I've been paddling down. A bit early, I suppose. There's some guys camped on next to it. Actually, I wonder if he might be the driver. He's wearing high vis. Yeah, he'll be the driver. He'll be the driver, though. They've got the high vis yellow, orange. High vis orange. Anyway, so let's keep talking. Let's keep going. So I left Robinvale. I spoke to them. Spoke to those guys. They popped. I left them. They started paddling down. They went in their boat ahead of me, and then it sort of came back past where I stopped, because they said stop at the campsite. But I didn't know which campsite they were at. They didn't stop there. I remember their boat, but they didn't stop there. So I just went past, and then on their way back, they sat there and went past my campsite. They saw me. Actually, that looks like an RV. Oh no, it's not. I was going to say it looked like an RV5 tent. I sat there and which is the tent I had. The big tent I had. It was like a house. The inside space was like 2.5 by 2.5. So it was a big tent. Good tent. Really good tent. Now, I sat there and these young blokes stopped off. They gave me one more beer. I was just about ready to start cooking now, these sausages I had to try and cook. I've got that. I don't have a grill anymore because I gave that to those young kids. Right? So, I didn't have anything to cook these sausages on. I got my little pot, so what I did is I got my tent pegs, my spare tent pegs out, and put them over the top of it, put them across my top of my my little paint tin when the coals were hot enough, and cooked them like that. So I could only cook them 3 at a time, but that was fine. I could eat the 3 of them while I was cooking the other 3. So, and they were like a flavoured one. They had cheese and other flavours in it. So, yeah, not really my cup of tea, but it wasn't fish, it wasn't tin food, it wasn't baked beans, and the guys did well for me. So, very good. I did burn them a little bit. It's hard to try and cook in that on the coals in that tin, because it's sort of because the coals are so hot and it gets so close, and especially with 3 of them, I didn't want to be cooking them one at a time on a fork or something like that, because then the fork heats up as well. I'd imagine the fork would heat up if you have it sitting over the coals long enough. Alright, so yeah, so I left them. I had that. I left them. Used the bread, which I've got. I also got some bread now. Not that bread. That would be about a month ago. About 3.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Such a long time. Camping every single night. I'm loving it. I'm loving this. I've got something buzzing around. Yeah, so I left there. Paddled my way down. I got to a place called Women. Now, these sandbars at Women, right, they've got big sandbars. And I said, I got told about that by a guy when I was in Gumbow. He goes, oh, yeah, go down to Women, because I said about the sandbar. And he goes, go down to Women. Get to Women. If you get to Women, you've got massive sandbars. And that sort of stuff. And I said, oh, no, I like my, if it's a bee, I've got to be careful. Now, I got to Women, and these sandbars are massive. You could, because they go around bends, the sandbars go around bends, and you could have one person camp at the very one end, you can have somebody camp in the middle, and have somebody camp at the other end, and they're big sweeping bends, and you can't see each other. You could have a lot more. Like, you could have literally probably about, some of these ones, you could probably have 20 caravans along the water's edge, roughly 15, 20, right? They're literally that big, some of them. Right, and that's where I did bottom out a fair bit too, actually. That is where I bottomed out a fair bit too, sort of in and around Women, Boundary Bend and all that. So I got through there. I did have to stop there a couple of times, obviously, because quite well, not in Women itself, but, sort of where all those sandbars are. I've got a few canoers in front of me, or kayakers, or whatever they are. I think it's a building. I don't think it's a houseboat. Well, I don't know. I'm still trying to work it out. Because I don't know which way the river goes. If this is a houseboat, it's freaking massive, but I really don't think it is. I really, really don't think it is. Yeah, we'll see. Now, I sat there and started paddling, got to Mildura. Now, sort of between Women and Mildura, I started getting really depressive a little bit. Very down in the dumps. I won't say depressive. I don't like using that term. Yeah, I started getting really down in the dumps, and I sat there and I was pretty close to quitting, I reckon. Like, yeah, every day was getting longer and longer. Felt like it was getting longer and longer because it was taking longer and longer. And I just the paddling, not the actual living on the land or being in here, around here, in amongst all this. It was just the actual paddling and going so slow. Now, I knew it was going to be slow, but I think I explained in one of the videos, so I sat there and looked at the time, and I've only been paddling for 4 hours, and I've still got 8 hours to go. And it feels like the other way around. 4 hours into the trip, it feels like I've done it for 8 hours, you know what I mean? So, and that was really getting to me. I 100% think that this music in this phone has saved this trip for me. Because I was really, I'm not going to bullshit you, I was close to giving up. I'm not going to lie to you. I was really close to giving up. I was just that over it. The paddling. Just the paddling side of things. So, anyway, so I got the music on the thing. Now, I sat there and pulled into Mildura. I met up with some, what do you call it? I met up with some rowers, proper, like, sculls rowers sort of deal. Alright, and they sat there and asked me a few questions, asked me what I was doing, what's going on, where I was starting, blah, blah, blah. And they sat there and said, I was going to have to try and find a spot in town to sort of stop for the night. Because I wanted to get into town to be able to get some music on, right? I've been waiting a couple of days. Once I'd realised what I could do with this music deal, I sat there and, I made a beeline for Mildura, right? I just sat there and tried to get there, reasonably quick within reason. So I got there, decided to buy some meat as well. Right, so that these rowers said, you can stop at the bottom of the rowing club, because there's quite a big rowing club there. And it's got like a code for give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so I got to the bottom of that. They sat there and said, don't put yourself in the park itself, because I hope they didn't stitch me up. It would be, I don't know. But they sat there and said, don't park in the park. Don't put yourself in the park because the sprinklers come on at night time, but they don't do it in front of the rowing club. Now I think there's a new sprinklers, because where they put me was inside where some temporary fencing is. So I think they blocked it off to get the grass growing properly with the sprinklers, with those new sprinklers and whatever. So I don't think they stitched me up. I don't know. But anyway, so I had a bit of a chat with them. I didn't get there till about 7 o'clock, 7:30ish. So it was sort of just getting on, because this is, getting towards the end of daylight savings into autumn. It really not. I feel like I'm having to lean this way because the boat, so if I sit properly, that's nearly an inch out now. And it doesn't normally do that. So I hope I haven't got water in that thing. Or I could actually have water inside the table, because I've put the holes in the water. Oh, I wonder. I'll have to check that. I might check that tonight. See if I can sort of lift it off and swish it around. Yeah, there might be water inside the table itself, because I've got holes through it. And it's like one of those plastic moulded ones. So it's hollow on the inside, basically. So I'll check that out. I'll put a couple of holes in it. See if we can get rid of some of the water. Now, so I sat there and got to Mildura, pulled over, sat there. The guys were there waiting for me. It took me about 45 minutes to get there, but they sat there and waited for me and said, look, you can park yourself there, that sort of stuff. And I started talking about setting up a tent and all that sort of stuff, and getting you guys in trouble. And goes, we didn't say nothing. We didn't tell you could do it. Oh, no, I'm not going to dob you in. I'm not going to dob you in. I won't say anything about the rowing club itself. But there was like a big cafe type sort of thing at the bottom of it. Quite a big rowing club. Looks like quite a big one. It's like a massive building. Very big building. So I parked myself at the bottom of there, and yes, there is sprinklers at the bottom of that. They came on at about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was freaking spewing. I could hear all the sprinklers coming on one at a time. I tried to get some sleep, but Fitzy started running his WRX around, doing his blockies around town. So, yeah, Fitzy, don't do that again, please. As one of the engineers from work, it was in Mildura, so yeah, I reckon he was running around his W. I did try to get to sleep. I tried to sort of just sit in my chair and have a doze off a little bit, but it got I just got too much. I just couldn't get to sleep. Now I used one of the plans I had was to buy some sausages. Right, just buy some cheap sausages and some bread, and just cook them on the barbecue in the park. Right, I showed you these maps. I think they've got they show you where things are, barbecues are, but they're quite old books. So every time I go into town, I kind of hate this one a little bit closer than what the book says to where I am. You know, so I always ask, and there wasn't one closer. It was still where. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was only like literally only about a 5-minute walk, but yeah, it's not near my canoe. I can't see my canoe from where I was, and there was a toilet block there, so I was able to use a real toilet for the first time in 5 months, an actual real toilet for the first time in 5 months, and that's true. I hadn't used the toilet properly in yeah, for 5 months until then. Now Mildura, I just got to sort of dodge around these guys. I've got canoers in front of me. What are we at? 30 minutes. I'm going to stop this and start again.